fully. So what I'll do is at the end of this video I'll explain more about season 2. But for now, let's jump into story time. So you may remember when we were first talking about when I ended the daily video. Now when I ended it, I was still over in Orlando, and I took 5 days to spend with the wife, to chill out, relax, and get myself to a level field where I felt comfortable, and then come back and bring you guys some videos. Here's where the story gets interesting. Basically, we were on a flight coming back from Orlando going to JFK. As we arrived at the airport, we realised the flight had been delayed by 45 minutes, which meant there would have been a bit of a rush getting to the Virgin plane to come home, as we booked it through connecting flights, which is the way we went out there. We went to JFK, New York, and then on from New York to there. But New York had just been recently, I just recently had this weird blizzard, and obviously the airport got shut for about a day and a half, 2 days. What happened when we arrived? We were already 45 minutes delayed. So as we arrived, we approached the gate where we were going to park, and unfortunately we had to wait because there was a plane and stuff like that in the way, and then we got stuck in the snow just on the runway. So you had to wait for a tug to come over, get the plane and tow it to the gate. So we were on the plane for another 45 minutes and to an hour. Nothing was going on, and then he came over the tannoy, the pilot, again, and said that he was getting nowhere with JFK crew, and he called Atlanta to ask them for help because he was getting nowhere. Now in this time as well, according to the pilot, the gate had been stolen by another aeroplane, which I don't know how, but either way, and no matter what way we looked at it, basically I checked on the airline stats and the other plane had already left JFK, so the Virgin plane was gone. Now there was people on our flight that were heading for that other plane with us to head up back over to Manchester. We finally got into JFK, goes to see Virgin. Virgin didn't want to know. They were like, you have to go and deal with Delta, it's Delta's problem, it's not our problem no more, you have to go and speak to Delta. We went and spoke to Delta. This is now 8 PM in the evening. Bearing in mind we left Orlando at like 4 o'clock. This is now 8 o'clock. We were speaking to a few people and we finally got sorted out at around 3 AM. At 3 AM we were in a taxi heading past Queens towards a place called Jamaica in New York, which is just outside of the airport, outside of JFK. And we ended up in the Rockville Inn. So that's where we ended up staying for the night. The taxi there was interesting to say the least. The drivers over there were pretty crazy. Woke up the following morning and obviously looking out the window, everywhere was white. I took these photos that you're seeing right now from the hotel, and then we went out for a little walk, me and my dad, took a couple of photos and then headed for the transportation to the airport, where Delta had booked us on a flight going to Frankfurt, and then Frankfurt to Manchester with Lufthansa. So upon arrival at JFK, we found the Lufthansa desk in Terminal 1, and we waited until someone arrived. However, I'd already been on my phone again to check flights, and it was coming up saying that it was delayed by 6 hours, and on the screen around the corner the flight was actually shown as being cancelled. So the Lufthansa staff turned up at the desk, and they weren't willing to give out any information. It was a poor service from Lufthansa, absolutely shocking service, never dealt with anything like it. The girl who was obviously a manager for them wasn't very helpful. She was just passing out the card saying you need to go and phone that number. People were spending hours and hours on the phone trying to get through to them, and nothing. So unfortunately I never went through the number the way I should have done. What we done was we went to speak to Delta again, because they were the ones that had sorted it all out. So now we've been there 3 hours at JFK airport, and there was just crowds and crowds of people everywhere. Not an awful lot of people were doing. And then this guy had sorted us out on a flight going from JFK to Heathrow, but then it was down to us to make our own way from Heathrow. So now we ended up on this plane, so we were going to Heathrow. We were then delayed on the runway for like 2 hours because they were waiting for other people. They made some excuses that he was waiting for cases to be put on and lines to be filled with water. It wasn't the case. He was waiting for these people to come onto the plane that were delayed on their own flight coming out. So they waited, but Virgin wouldn't wait. What's happened since then is, I'll tell you about at 3 AM when we were leaving JFK. As we were leaving JFK, I've never seen nothing like this in my life. There was just lines and lines of bodies all down the terminal building. There was people wanting to fight with each other. There was people wanting to fight over cases. The staff were pushed to the breaking point, I think, to be honest with you, that night. There was just so much going on. There was, as I say, there was bodies everywhere. There was people trying to get some sleep. And from what I'd spoke to a lady who was there as well, she'd been there since Thursday and she wasn't flying out till the following Thursday. They weren't willing to put her up in a hotel. They actually let her sleep in the airport. It was just crazy. It really was just absolutely bonkers. I've never known anything like that. But either way, we ended up on a flight going to Heathrow anyway, and upon getting on the flight we made it back to Heathrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. It was supposed to be at 7, but obviously delayed 2 hours. So 9 o'clock in the morning, we're waiting for baggage to turn up. No baggage. Now bearing in mind, mine had new clothes in it and all kinds of new stuff that I'd bought while I was there. Obviously the families all had stuff in as well. No sign of any cases. So we went to the baggage claim thing and they sorted out a claim file and we had to go basically. So we went down to this weird part of the terminal and jumped on the Heathrow Express going to Paddington Station. So we arrived in Paddington Station, spoke to a couple of people in Paddington, and then we had to go and jump on a train to Euston Square. Upon arriving on Euston Square, we had to walk to Euston Station itself, and then from Euston Station we had to get on a train going to Crewe, because Lime Street was closed because of something that was going on with the line. So then there was another issue there, but we had to go from, obviously, as I said, Heathrow Terminal 5 to Paddington Station, to Euston Station, to Euston Square, to walk to Euston Station itself. From Euston Station we had to go to Crewe, and it was like stop-offs every couple of miles or so. Then from Crewe we had to get on a train going to Chester, and then from Chester we had to go and get on a train going to Moorfields in Liverpool. Finally, we're supposed to make it home at 7 o'clock on the Saturday morning upon leaving Orlando on the Friday afternoon. We never got home till Sunday evening at 7 o'clock, and I was up early for the early shift in work, so I had to be up for 5:30. It was a bit of an horrendous journey home, but I'm glad we made it home, and I'm not unhappy, I'm not angry over the story. At the end of the day, it's an experience. I can say that, you know, I've got a story out of it, I've got photos out of it, I've got an experience out of it. Would I have liked a bit longer in New York? Yeah. Would I have spent a lot of money in B&H Photo? Yeah. So I'm glad we never stayed, but you know, we're home. And then a couple of days later, all the cases have started to arrive. All my stuff is there, and this is the wife's case. The wheels have completely snapped away. The whole case is broke. Don't know what's gone on. That case was only a couple of days old. Like, we literally bought it before we left. Never mind, it's one of those things. At the end of the day, at least I can say we're home. We're probably one of the first people to make it home after everything, you know, so at least we're home now. That's a good thing. But the only problem it's had on me is the fact that I came down with this flu, and it killed me off for a good week. While I was doing the early shift as well, I was absolutely destroyed. But getting back to normal now, getting back into the swing of things, filming stuff. I do need to charge some things now as well. I also need to make sure the Sony comes back to me. Now, there's going to be another video in a couple of days after this one goes live, which is going to be what I picked up in Orlando. So I hope you're looking forward to that video. But that's it, guys. We are back. Season 2, however, isn't going to be a daily vlog. It's going to be a vlog as and when something's going on, there's new events, etc. So make sure you stay tuned for that. It's just going to be the occasional. So this will be episode 1, shall we say. This will serve as episode 1, and then we'll see where we go from there. But make sure you stay tuned for all the new videos coming up, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. It was a bit horrendous journey home. I got the flu. Cases got broken. but we've got a story and we're home and we got to stay in New York for the night. So is it a bad thing? Probably not. But guys, I'm going to end this video here. Thanks for watching, guys. I truly appreciate it. I hope you're all having a good 2018 so far. This is obviously the first video I've filmed in 2018, and as I said, I hope you're looking forward to the rest. I've got a few more videos that I've already made in 2017 to go live for you this year, so make sure you stay tuned for that, guys. Give this video a big thumbs up for me, subscribe if you're new, let me know any stories you've got. Mine was between Virgin Airlines and Delta Airlines, and obviously the train companies as well, which was just unbelievable. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll catch you all in the next video. Take it easy, guys. See you all later.